Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Let's Play The Elder Scrolls for Oblivion. In the last episode, I talked a lot about Screw Attack and my memories tied to it and everything that they meant to the internet and how they launched the careers of a lot of major YouTubers and stuff like that. I just wanted to dedicate one episode solely to them. I'm going to tweet it out. I'm going to see if, like, Craig or anybody else notices it. And if anybody retweets it or takes the time to watch it and shares their memories with me, anything like that. Like, I loved Screw Attack. But, I'm probably going to record more episodes after this. I don't know if it's going to be Oblivion. I might try Far Cry 4 again because I was really enjoying what I played of that. I have not decided yet, but I'm almost certainly going to record more this weekend. You'll probably get 3 more episodes of something this weekend. You get 3 more videos of just me alone, so you get like 6 videos of just me alone or something, while Dalton is gone for a couple of weeks. I should be able to pick up a PlayStation Portable 2, or PlayStation, not portable, god damn it. A PlayStation Classic soon, so if I am able to pick that up, I will do a video review of it. And there's another thing that I want to pick up for it that lets you plug it in and lets you access the menu and lets you use a PlayStation 4 controller, and I'll probably do a video review of that as well, because I like doing the hardware reviews, and I haven't done one since, Atari Jaguar was the last one I did? I don't know. I don't remember. I did the review of the Atari Jaguar. I did a review of the PlayStation 4. I did a review of a few other things. I kind of like doing the hardware reviews, though. They're fun. I want to do a review of the PlayStation Portable, but that's going to be a little ways off because I want to get the Untold Legends series out of the way before I do that. So you guys can expect the Untold Legends series reviews to go up for Warriors Code and Dark Kingdom, which is Warriors Code is for the PlayStation Portable as well. Dark Kingdom is for the PlayStation 3. It was a launch title. And Dark Kingdom was the last of them, so that'll be the last one that I do. After that, I'll probably start working on a PlayStation Portable review for you guys. Look forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. I rather enjoy the PlayStation Portable. I think it's an awesome little handheld. I think it's kind of underrated. I think people tend to overlook it and consider it a failure for some reason or another, even though it's sold over 80 million units. Did you know the PlayStation Portable sold over 80 million units? It's in the top 10 consoles sold of all time. By no stretch of the imagination is it a failure. I mean, you can call the Vita a failure, sure, but the PlayStation Portable? No, man, that was a success. And it got a lot of good games over the years. And if you wanted RPGs during that generation, that's where you went, man. Like, the PlayStation Portable was it. It had a lot of good Japanese RPGs on it. Obviously, I reviewed one of the RPGs for it, and I'm going to review another one. But there's plenty more. There's like Crisis Core was on it. There was a version of Final Fantasy Tactics. There was Lord of the Rings Tactics RPG. There was one called Papa LaCroix that was a tactical RPG as well. There was a bunch of them, man. Like, if you like Japanese RPGs, seriously, look into the library for the PlayStation Portable and dig through it. There's a lot of good stuff there. It had a lot of other good games. Like, it was held back by the lack of second analog stick, but it had a lot of other good games for it as well. So definitely worth your time. I like it a lot. Get a 2000 or a 3000 though. That'll let you plug it into your television and you can play it on a larger screen, which is kind of nice. It had a good Resistance game on it. It had a good Killzone game on it. There was a Gran Turismo game on it. There was a I haven't played it, but there was a Silent Hill game on it too. I think it was called Origins. I don't remember if that one was well received or not. A lot of the ones after 4 aren't particularly well liked. But yeah, it had a Gran Turismo game, a bunch of stuff. Daxter was a fun platformer. It had a good Ratchet and Clank game. There's a wide variety of stuff on it. Definitely worth your time. Metal Gear Acid 1 and 2 are truly unique experiences. If you like Kingdom Hearts, they had a Kingdom Hearts game. If it had a good Siphon Filter. It had a couple good Siphon Filter games that were very well received. Logan's Shadow and Dark Mirror were pretty darn well received in their time. Yeah, it's a great system, and I want to talk about it and tell you why you should own one. Why it's worth your time. I like the PlayStation Portable a lot. There was actually going to be some kind of version of Oblivion was coming to the PlayStation Portable, and there's a lot of gameplay of it out there for you guys to check out, but it never, I don't know what happened to it. It got canceled, I guess, because it never came out. I don't know why, I just know it never came out. But an interesting bit of the Elder Scrolls history is the PlayStation Portable was going to get an Elder Scrolls game. It was going to be another game, Elder Scrolls game on a handheld system, kind of like the Elder Scrolls Travel Shadow Key for the Nokia N-Gage, which Bethesda, fucking port that game to Steam, goddammit. Fucking give that game a much larger draw distance, a much high-res polygons, much larger draw distance, modern control schemes, proper support for proper widescreen and modern resolutions. Make it look as sharp as you can, given that it's an old game, and then charge people like $20. I guarantee you, people that fondly remember games like Morrowind or this one will probably give it a look and play it. And I can't imagine it would cost you too much money to port that game over to Steam so we could all play it, because it's got the addictive qualities that made Morrowind so good, but the controls are ass, as the angry video game nerd would say. Because it's a D-pad and a whole bunch of cell phone buttons to do everything in the game, including looking up and down, and it just does not work very well with regards to that. And it doesn't run particularly well either, because it was there by putting an open world game on that thing. They were really fucking pushing that hardware. They were pushing it way too hard. But it can be a good game if you modernize it. I wish somebody would, or somebody make a mod of that. That would be cool too. Like, make a Morrowind mod that lets you play through the it's like a total conversion mod that turns it into Shadow Key, so people can play through that campaign. That'd be awesome. I would love that. That'd be hard to do. You have to play through that game a lot in order to get the layout and everything right, but at the end of the day, it would be so cool to play through that, a modern version of that. I'd love that. So, football season's over, and I didn't watch any of the NFL at all this past year, which is kind of unusual for me. Like, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know I'm a big fan of baseball and hockey. And I'm not the biggest fan of football, but I don't hate football. Like, I enjoy college more than I enjoy the NFL. And I did watch college football this past season. I did watch some of that, but I didn't watch any NFL at all. And from what I gather from the Super Bowl, it's probably a good thing I didn't watch it because, man, one touchdown. That's all you guys could muster is one measly fucking touchdown. God, that's boring. You know? God, that's boring. Glad I didn't watch that shit. Glad I didn't waste my fucking time watching the Patriots win by getting a touchdown. But obviously I'm a huge fan of hockey and huge Dallas Stars fan. Huge Dallas Stars fan. Love the Dallas Stars. Been a fan of them since sometime in the 90s before they won their cup. And the Dallas Stars are hard to figure out this season. Like, but their scoring is so wildly inconsistent. They'll go 4 or 5 games where the offense just looks awesome and unstoppable. And then they'll go through 3 or 4 games where it just completely vanishes. And you're left sitting there going, where the fuck did all that offense go? What the fuck happened to it? And they'll have to rely on the goaltending to try to bail them out because they're not fucking scoring. And it's hard to win games, even with good goaltending, when you're not scoring. And Ben Bishop's had a good season. He really has. Like, you look at his stats and you go, why didn't this guy go to the All-Star game again? Because the only Dallas Star that was at the All-Star game was Miro Heiskanen, the rookie phenom who is a great defenseman with a knack for with a decent knack for scoring. Looks like he could be potentially another Zubov type or something. He's got that kind of skill. Fun kid to watch. I like Miro a lot, and was glad he got to go to the All-Star game in his rookie season. I'm sure at the end of the year he'll probably get at least some Rookie of the Year consideration. But God, I wish the Dallas Stars offense was fucking be more consistent, damn it. It's frustrating when it just disappears, because if they were more consistent, the Stars would have a significantly better record than they do. Now, they've been playing okay lately because they've won the last 6. They won the last 5 games. They won 5 games in a row prior to tonight. And tonight they got an overtime loss. So they've gotten at least a point in each of the last 6 games, which is good. They've gotten 11 points out of the possible last 12, which is good as well. They've been playing much better hockey. They're in a playoff spot right now, which is nice. I think they're in the top 3 in their division, which means you're not in the wild card, and I think you get a home game if that happens. I think you get home ice advantage in the first round if you're in the top 3 in your division or conference or whatever, and the Stars are. So as frustrating as this season can be at times, at least they're in a playoff spot. I think they got 28 wins. They don't look that bad. It's just kind of frustrating when they go so long without scoring. So hopefully they can get back to it and continue scoring, continue getting points, and make it into the playoffs, which would be a nice change of pace from last year where they could have gone to the playoffs if they hadn't lapsed at the very end of the season, which was fucking frustrating as a longtime Stars fan. It's like, you got so close and then you just fell apart right at the end of the season and couldn't recover in time to save your playoff hopes. Is what it is, though. Like, hopefully they'll make the playoffs. I think it's about 50 days until spring training starts for baseball, so I'm excited about that. The Rangers will be interesting this next season. I don't know what to expect. Is that they lost Adrian Beltre, who decided to retire, which kind of sucks. Then they got rid of Jurickson Profar, and I don't know what to think of them getting rid of Jurickson Profar, because I thought he would be the future third baseman when Adrian retired, but I guess not, because they traded him. And I think they signed Asdrubal Cabrera. So they have a third baseman now. They recently signed Hunter Pence. But it's been a little while since Hunter Pence has been, in a couple of years since Hunter Pence has been pretty darn good. But it's interesting to see, like, they signed him and gave him an invite to spring training. So he may or may not make the team. It'll depend upon what he does in spring training. But they got a new manager, they got a new hitting coach, they got a new pitching coach. So I don't know what the future holds. It'll be interesting to see how they do next year, because it's like a whole new era when you get that many new pieces. I'm not expecting them to be great, because they weren't very good last year, and signing people like Hunter Pence, who are iffy as to whether they can return to form, is a risky move if you're trying to move up in the standings. You know what I mean? So I'm not expecting too much from them next season, but I got in way over my head here. I come out on top, but boy did I get way over my head here. I'll watch. I'll cheer for them. Go Rangers. I'm a diehard Rangers fan till the day I die. But I think we might be in for a few years of not being not so great because of that. Because just bad front office, bad decisions at the front end, man. Like, during last year's offseason, the Rangers did basically nothing. The most exciting thing that they did was getting Bartolo Colon, and that's sad because Bartolo Colon's like 45. I'd like to see Bartolo Colon play long enough to get to 250 wins. He's not far off. He's like 4 or 5 away. I don't know if he's going to do it, but I'd like to see him play long enough to get 250 wins. That'd be cool. But he's going to do it for someone else, not the Rangers, because he's not going to be a Ranger next year. And they lost Martin Perez. They got rid of him, and I think they just finally had enough of him and just given up. And I wish him the best. But he was inconsistent the entire time that he was a Ranger, so I don't blame them for getting rid of him. So it'll be interesting to see just who rounds out our pitching staff next year, because it's going to be, they've changed enough pieces around that it's going to be a pretty goddamn different team next year, which honestly is probably for the best, because I thought I was supposed to have 2 repair hammers, but honestly it's probably for the best, because they weren't very good last year. They were even worse last year than they were the year before. And they weren't that good the year before. Like, we went from 2 years in a row making the playoffs to struggling to get wins. And the front office, they didn't do much to try to fix any of the problems with the team during the past 2 seasons. And this year they seem to be doing more, but a lot of what they seem to be doing is signing players that it's like, this guy used to be good, and if he returns to form, good for us. If he doesn't, it's a no risk signing kind of thing. So I don't know what to expect from the Rangers next year. I really don't. It's hard to say, but I'm always looking forward to baseball season. If nothing else, the Braves should be good, because they were better than anybody expected them to be last year. They made the playoffs, which was nice. And I expect them to continue to improve this season. I expect big things from Atlanta this upcoming season. Like, maybe not World Series, but at least get out of the first round. You know what I mean? Like, last year they got into the first round. They really weren't supposed to be there. They were an inexperienced playoff team, and you watched that series that they played, and it showed that they were an inexperienced playoff team, and they did not look ready for the playoffs. I think they won a game, and they just didn't look like they were prepared and ready to play in the playoffs. So the fan was kind of frustrating, but how much complaining can I really do? Oops. When the Braves weren't supposed to make the playoffs at all last season, and they defied everyone's expectations of them. Here I'm just going back out of the dungeon to save and stop playing. So yeah, almost over here. But I enjoyed playing this. I enjoyed playing these 3 episodes of Oblivion for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it too, because I don't think the videos are as good when Dalton's not here. I really don't. Like, if it's just me let's playing it by myself, I don't think the videos are as entertaining or as good. I think they're better with him. I think him and I have a good friendship, good chemistry together. At least when he's not dead tired, because like me, he's very shy in real life. So when he's dead tired, he does what I do, where he just gets rather quiet and doesn't say a whole lot. And I can't blame him, because I do the exact same thing. But I try to talk. I try to keep the Let's Plays interesting, and I don't always succeed, and for that, I'm sorry. And I think it's better when I've never tried to post commentate anything with Dalton except for the only thing that him and I have post commentated was the Resident Evil 2 demo video, and that was I recorded it from my PlayStation 4. I took the footage, I uploaded it to YouTube, to the gameplay channel. So if you guys want to see the raw footage without the commentary, it's up on the gameplay channel. Then him and I watched it, and we just talked about our experiences playing through the demo, because he had played it at that point as well. That was post commentating. He couldn't really join me for that without physically being here or something for the PlayStation 4 demo, because it's single player only. I thought that video turned out pretty well, honestly. I don't know what you guys thought of it, but here I am coming back. This is the coming up on the end of the recording here. As I exit the dungeon here, and then I save and quit. So, yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. It would be greatly appreciated. Please share this video. That would help me out a lot. Ring the bell to get notifications from this channel. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.